guys, so today I am going to be reading a story. This is one of my first stories. Well, this is not my story, this is by someone on Wattpad. Their name is right under the title, so credits to them. It's only 6 parts, so we're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna put it on dark mode too, so. Kirishima and Bakugo have been dating since the last year at UA. They became hero partners, they fought crime together. Bakugo became the #1 hero with Kirishima as 4th. The only people that know about their relationship is their old classmates, who were very supportive of their relationship. There is a slight problem though. Kirishima really wants the world to know that they're dating. It's not the same for Bakugo though. He really doesn't want the world to know because he is the #1 hero and doesn't want to seem weak. Kirishima gives up hope a bit every day, knowing Bakugo isn't going to tell the world about them. Kirishima and Bakugo just captured another villain. Many reporters were around them asking questions and taking pictures. Kirishima always knew they weren't going to ask him questions, they only asked Bakugo questions. Yeah, of course Kirishima is happy for Bakugo, but he also knew that the reporters would ask if he had a lover or something, someone of his interest, and it was the same answer. No. Just a simple no. A no that would bring Kirishima's hope in the relationship. A level almost every day he had to hear this. He had to hear Bakugo say no. That's basically saying no to a relationship. When they started dating, he was okay with Bakugo not telling anyone because they were both new to dating. And Bakugo was still not that good with feelings. Bakugo became better with feelings throughout the years. He smiled more often, cried, but what changed the most was his anger. He is almost never angry anymore, which of course is very good. But little does Kirishima know that he is very angry at himself for not telling the world about his lover. Chapter 3. Often when Bakugo was at home alone, he'd get really angry at himself. He saw how broken Kirishima got every time he said no. He saw how hope disappeared from Kirishima's beautiful red eyes. When he said no, how his smile would drop by a little bit every time he said no. Bakugo almost said it sometimes, but it ended up changing out. In those moments, he also saw how much he'd bring Kirishima, only to be replaced by disappointment. He also knew that he was losing Kirishima. Day by day, he saw that Kirishima became more emotionless. His smile wasn't as bright as the sun anymore. It was like a lamp that was about to stop working. Every day after they came home, he'd tell Kirishima how much he loved him and he would never stop loving him, which brought a little bit of Kirishima's hope back. But that was only in the beginning. Nowadays, it didn't mean anything to him. Kirishima knew Bakugo loved him and would never leave him, but it didn't bring his hope back. It only brought it down even more. Bakugo and Kirishima were currently fighting a villain. They were doing good. They got some good hits on them. They did too. They continued fighting for about 5 minutes. That's when the villain used its last energy and went for Kirishima, who was not ready for that kind of attack. He got hurt badly, but the villain collapsed. The fight was over. Kirishima was hurt badly and couldn't move. Bakugo was about to run to him when the ambulance and reporters came running in. The reporters started asking questions. All he could focus on was Kirishima getting pulled into the ambulance. He looked into Kirishima's eyes. The look in his eyes only said one thing. It says, "Please." Bakugo knew exactly what he meant. Part 5! Yay! It's almost over. And I've only been doing this for 5 minutes. Wow. In part 5, and it's 5 minutes. Nice. Kirishima's eyes closed shortly after that. That's so also the exact moment Bakugo broke down. He fell to the floor and cried his heart out. The reporters were shocked, and so were all the viewers. Everyone saw the number one hero who almost always would smile when he was interviewed, down on the floor crying. No one understood what was happening. That's when a child with Bakugo and Kirishima's doll came up to him and asked what was wrong. Bakugo looked up at the child, slowly sat up, and leaned against the wall. He gestured to the child to come over, which the child gladly did. All the reporters stood still. They were reporting everything. "Hey, what's your name?" Bakugo said with a broken voice. "My name is Mino. I'm a big fan of you, and Red Riot. You both are so cool and manly." "Oh, and manly," Mino said, very excited. "But what's wrong? I've watched every one of your interviews. You always have a smile. Why are you crying?" Mino continued. "Well, Mino, do you know what a relationship is?" Bakugo asked Mino with a smile. "Yeah, Mommy and Daddy are in a relationship. They love each other, but it's ew when they kiss." "Ew," and Mino said, which caused Bakugo and the reporters to chuckle. "Well, I'm in a relationship like Mommy and Daddy. I love a person. Red Riot love a person. Most people love at least one person in their life. And the one I love wanted me to tell the world we love each other. But I'm a coward who saw that he was hurting but didn't do anything about it. I saw all the hope in his eyes. Every time I was interviewed, I saw hope. He wanted me to tell the world we loved each other, but only to be crushed by me. The love of his fucking life. How stupid can I be?" Bakugo started off calm, but in the end he was crying because of how stupid he'd been, and how he broke his lover's heart. Every day was a single no. "Oh no, I've heard about this. Mommy and Daddy said always fight, but they always stop fighting, and I hear stuff from the room. They always say they're wrestling." Mino said, and hugged Bakugo. Everyone let out a little chuckle. "It's okay if Mommy and Daddy can make out. So can you." "I sure hope we do if he's alive," said Bakugo a bit. "What do you mean?" Mino asked Bakugo as he hugged Mino back. Bakugo stood up while holding Mino in his arms. He looked into the camera and started talking. "The truth is, Red Riot and I have been dating since the last year of UA. At first we were shy and awkward, but became fairly comfortable fast. We hold hands on our way to class, we'd cuddle when we were alone, we'd kiss from time to time, and at graduation day, one day at graduation day, Idro and I asked our classmate to come to the classroom so we could announce we were dating. We did, and everyone was very supportive. After a year of going on dates and saying I love you a lot, I became the number one hero. Shortly after that, Adriel asked if we should tell the world about us, and I said no because I wasn't ready. Yes, again, some months later, I had the same answer. That's also the first time I saw hope disappear from his eyes. He continued asking throughout the years, still the same answer from me because I'm making coward. I saw how he became more and more sad every day. I lost more and more hope in our relationship, and I guess what I did nothing. He was in pain because of me. He is in pain because of me. Now, right before he went into the ambulance, he looked at me with the most hurt look I've ever seen, and now I might lose him. So either if you ever see this, I fucking love you. I so fucking much, and if I'm so fucking sorry for not considering your feelings. I wish I hadn't been this stupid earlier and just told the world earlier. Bakugo said, never taking his eyes off the camera. He had kept himself strong throughout the speech. Bakugo said, never taking his eyes off the camera. He had kept himself strong throughout the speech, but now he was back to crying. Mino, who had listened to the speech, was the first one to say something. We all want you to be and Kirishima to be happy. That's why all of us are gonna pray for Kirishima to wake up. And he's gonna wake up, so go get your man. Cheers were heard from all around them, which caused Bakugo to smile. Okay, Mina, I'm gonna go get my man. That was so cute though. Last chapter. We are on that took a while. This is gonna take a little while. When Bakugo was on his way to the hospital, he ended up having a panic attack. He was able to calm down, but he didn't have enough courage to go in the hospital, or more exact, Itaro's hospital room. He went to the hospital, asked about Itaro's state. He felt super relieved when they said he'll wake up in some hours. He waited in the waiting room. He stated before he didn't have the courage to go in his room, so he made a little plan. The plan needed one person, Denki Kaminari, Kirishima's best friend. So he called Denki and told him about this little plan. Denki agreed, knowing Bakugo wanted to be alone because of the fact too many emotions came at the same time. When Denki arrived, Bakugo gave him a weak smile. Denki saw on Bakugo the second day he arrived that he was overwhelmed with emotion, so he quickly walked over and said, everything's gonna be okay. Kirishima's gonna wake up and the plan's gonna work. He'll be so happy, I promise. Bakugo just nodded with his head down, trying not to cry. Denki says a quick goodbye before walking into Kirishima's room. The plan is a go. When he got inside, he saw his best friend all bandaged up. He walked over and saw that he was awake. Hey Kirishima, you okay? Denki asked, worried for his friend. It hurts a lot, Kirishima said with a raspy voice. Well, the nurse said that we could watch a movie, so I brought your favorite to cheer you up, Denki said with a bright smile as he fixed the movie. Okay, thanks, Kirishima said and fixed so he could sit in a sitting position. It's all set up. You can turn it on now if you want. I'm gonna get some snacks, Denki said, walking out the door. Kirishima turned on the movie. He was shocked and confused, but when he saw Bakugo on the screen, he saw Bakugo fall to the floor crying. He was confused. He didn't understand anything. When he saw was a cute little child walk up to Bakugo and ask what's wrong. He continued watching, very focused until the very end. That's when he broke down because of happiness, sadness, and hurt. Happiness because Bakugo had finally told him, and sadness seeing Bakugo blame himself endlessly. Hurt because Bakugo saw he was hurt and didn't do anything. Did he really say all that? He said to himself. Of course I did it, said Bakugo in a broken voice. Kirishima slowly turned his head towards the door. Katsuki. Kirishima said, why couldn't you do it earlier? You said you saw I was hurt. Was that not a good enough reason to do anything? I got hurt by seeing you hurt, which made me mad at myself for hurting you like that. Whenever I was alone, I'd be mad at myself for letting you get hurt like that. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so fucking sorry. I seriously considered hurting myself, but then I thought about you and how beautiful you are in every fucking way. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'll do anything. Just please. Bakugo was crying during the whole speech. He collapsed to the floor right next to Kirishima's bed. Please. Kirishima was surprised he had never seen Bakugo so this much or beg for something so desperately. Of course, Katsuya, I forgive you. When the video started, Kirishima said with a white smile, with a smile now, as bright as the sun again. When Bakugo saw and heard this, he immediately kissed Kirishima. Kirishima was very happy. He'd never felt this love in a kiss before. I love you, Ijo. I love you too, Explosion Boy. And that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Also, remember to like, subscribe, and share. I'm very sorry about my voice. It probably doesn't sound very good when I'm reading. Anyways, bye.